Ben Smith, James Gardner, Goliath Foundation. Happy Thursday, gang. Mr. Smith, hola.
Hola, una cerveza, por favor.
Por favor. All right. Good to see you again, my friend. Always a pleasure.
Always a pleasure.
Gang, here we are Thursday again, first Thursday in December. And last Thursday, Ben and I were chatting on Thanksgiving, and he was going to have a Mexican turkey. I have to do a public service announcement, Ben, because inquiring minds want to know how was said Thanksgiving Day Mexican turkey?
The Mexican turkey, it was great. It was great. It was a great dinner. It was delicious. And it
Delicious.
wasn't drowned in tequila
No?
or anything like that. It was just a normal turkey, but it was good. It was delicious.
Good. Didn't come out with a sombrero on it or anything like that?
No, it didn't. It didn't come out crying and screaming. No, Marty,
No mas.
no mas. Por favor, no mas. Caliente, caliente.
Caliente. Mucho caliente.
Mucho caliente.
All right. Here we go, Jay. Our conversation. This is a good one. I'm excited about this because this is something that doesn't matter with the work that we do with the young men in the Goliath Foundation and our weekly cohort that you and I facilitate. This is for everyone to think about and to have a conversation, and that is inspired action and motivation, and the distinction between the two. So, Mr. Ben, we just for people out there that are tuning in, of course, you and I have the privilege to work with a handful of young men, 19 to 28 years old, finding their way in life, kind of getting ready to carve their own paths. And that's, our joy is to show up and steer them on many things and hold space for them, but ultimately show them that this elusive quest for happiness is ultimately an inside job, and it starts within. This conversation today about inspired action, we had obviously there was one gentleman that shared something in our last session, which was a catalyst for this conversation, which kind of took almost the entire time together, where we really bounced things off. I think even you and I might have disagreed on a few things here and there, and it was really powerful. So let's start with inspired action versus motivation. Is there a distinction between the two?
There is a huge distinction, and I've put a lot of thought into this, and I've experienced the difference, and I know for sure that if you can, for anybody, if you can try to function from a place of inspired action rather than motivated action, everything will go way smoother, way better, and it'll just be a much more enjoyable journey, which is really what this is all about, right?
Yeah, because motivation, I've used that term so much, and it's been a big part of my life. And even you can Google and go on YouTube and type in motivation, you get all the main videos come up, and it's a big thing, right? It's like the word. And what you're saying is while that word has power and potential, it's different than really connecting to the inspired action.
Mm-hmm.
So what is the difference? Like walk us through contextually what you're thinking when we talk about this.
I'm going to give you I'm going to really try to encapsulate an example. it could go on for a long time, but I'm going to try and keep it really tight. So,
Hold on, let me get my egg timer.
I've written some movie scripts, and I've done, I've been working on writing for a long time, and I've written different things. But probably about 12 years ago, I was really trying to hammer out a book that I wanted to write. I really wanted to write it, but I was not in a good space. But I motivated myself to just work on this thing, and I'm going to work on it in the morning. I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, and I'm going to do this many words a day. And I could not get this thing done, and it was so frustrating. And I was not in a great space. So that was about 12 years ago. And then all of a sudden, some things happened basically to get me to this place where I am now, where I walked through that door into happiness. And as soon as that happened, and I was grounded, and I felt like peace with myself, all of a sudden, this book could not wait to get out. And I wrote this thing it was over 200,000 words, and it came out of me so easily, so effortlessly, so joyously. And when it was done, I mean, we were talking about this. I don't think I'll ever love as much as I love this book, and that is the difference between motivated effort, where you're trying to make something happen, you're doing things, you're doing all the things that people tell you should do, and inspired action, which is like you're in such a good space where it's like, you can call it God, you can call it whatever you want, but that just flows through you just naturally into whatever it is your focus is, right? And it's not hard anymore. It feels so good and so natural for this to be happening.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think we had talked with this young gentleman on Tuesday. We talked about the term longevity and how that term depends on inspired action or motivation. Meaning, motivation is great, and the tendency for it to wane is a lot greater than connecting to inspired action, which will in simplistic conversation take you further. You'll have a longer shelf life if you connect to inspired action versus just being motivated.
Well, what I would say in a very, very simple terms, motivated action is things that you feel like you should do. Inspired actions, inspired action is things that you just feel you have to do, you want to do, you love to do. There is a huge difference between the two, and what you're going to accomplish, what the journey is going to be, how far you're going to go. And it's night and day. It's not even really comparable.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I would say the difference is motivated is coming from a place within you that feels a sense of lack. Inspired action is coming from a place within you that feels whole, and at least in that moment, whole and good and self-assured, and an open vessel to something bigger than you. Sorry,
Yeah. So how do we then, so that makes sense to me. I think of motivation. I think of motivation as more of an external way to generate momentum.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes that's what we need. And maybe, not to go philosophical, I'm just riffing off the top of my head, but if we look at inspired action as this factory inside of us, this these big machines in there that are connected to our truth and propelling us forward. Sometimes external motivation can be the crank that maybe ignites that blaze or gets us to where we need to go. But ultimately what you're saying is, if we're just relying on motivation of action, well, that will peter out. We need to always somehow figure out a way to ignite the machine of inspired action.
Mm-hmm.
So So a question that I have then is, how would we? Well, let's role play for a second, Ben. I'm going to put you on the coaching hot seat. I'm going to be your client. Hello, Mr. Ben. Help me.
You're failing.
Fail. You're fired.
Worst coach ever.
So here's the thing. Getting my ass out of bed. I got to get my ass to the gym in the morning, and I can't do it. I'm like, So I'm sitting here. Sometimes it works. I'm a bodybuilder. I'm lifting weights. I put on a video, right? I watch Arnold pumping in the gym, right? Working some biceps, going, okay, all right, feeling it. Okay, boom. Now that may or may not carry me to the gym to get my ass to the gym. How would I take that, or how could I stop that and then maybe connect to inspired action? What would I do differently, if anything?
Well, I think inspired action is always going to come when you get to the essence of what it is you really want. Because I think a lot of people do things because they feel that they should or whatever. But if you can find the essence of what you want and you can sit with it for a while, that I think is the key to inspired action. So in this example, in that example, if you just chill out, be easy with yourself, and just imagine what is the essence you're trying to get out of this. You want to, yes, you want to be in shape, and yes, you want to, whatever it is, you want to lose some weight or whatever, but really you want to enjoy life, and so you want to experience that joy. Where's the joy? The joy is in taking control, feeling like you're in control of your life, and there's joy in making your own decisions and being able to kind of go to the gym or not go to the gym and just eat healthy or do whatever. You're the person that's in control, and that's really what you're looking for. You're looking for the essence of being in control, taking control of your life, making the most of your life, making your life this great adventure for yourself. And wouldn't it be great to be in shape? And wouldn't it be great to feel like so motivated, or not motivated, but to feel so empowered in your body and energized, and all of a sudden you see how that's going. You start starting to get to the essence of it, and then once you start to get thinking like that, wouldn't it feel great to be like excited and energized and to feel proud of myself? And what would I do if I was proud of myself? I'd go on the beach. It's going to be summer soon, and I'd be so happy to be walking out there, playing a little ball. Oh, I got to get to the gym. Now you're inspired. You haven't motivated yourself as much as you've inspired yourself by this vision, getting to the essence of feeling like an empowered individual, feeling like you're in control of your life, feeling like you're really enjoying this experience in your body. Do you know what I mean? Like you're
Yeah.
getting to the essence of it, and you're working yourself up, starting easy, like starting gentle, and you're working yourself up into the point where it's like, God, I gotta get to the gym. I want to get to the gym. Like, right?
Yeah. And I guess, the term essence, which is great. This is what we talk about when everyone, a lot of people in our work talk about getting to the why.
Mm-hmm.
What is the purpose? What's the why? And connecting that emotionally, which ties into the work that we're doing, which is, getting with these kids, which is getting clear. What
Mm-hmm.
do they want? Right. And in this case, with this one individual, is like, well, do I finish school? Do I not finish school?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Right. Which is, a very powerful question. And, there's a million ways to look at it from both sides of the spectrum.
Mm-hmm.
Ultimately, the essence of that, he has to connect to emotionally what resonates for him on either side of that 2-lane highway, to be or not to be. And within there, though, so what you're saying is within that kind of connection to essence lies the secret to taking inspired action to then move forward.
Mm-hmm. I think in a situation like that, you have to you could, again, you got to be gentle with yourself, be calm, and just relax, get yourself in a nice state, and start to think about like who do you want to be? Like what is the like who do you want to be? What is the essence of your life and this experience? I want to be happy. I want to be proud of myself. I want to be really proud. I want to feel like I lived my life and I wasn't limited by whatever limiting beliefs or whatever. I want to feel empowered. And wouldn't it be great to feel empowered? And I'm a powerful person. I am an empowering, or I am an inspiring person. I've done all these things, and I'm this way, and I'm that way, and wouldn't it be cool to actually go and get my education and just excite myself with the challenge? You know what I mean? And then you start to work it into where it's like, of course I'm going to get my education or whatever, right? But of course I'm going to get my education, and now you're inspired to it, and you get to the essence of it, which is really like everything in life that we've talked about before. If it's a game and all of this, how it's going to end. Why not play to win, right? So as
Play to
you get to
win,
the essence of the life experience and
which,
and find the fun and find the fun at the core essence of all of it,
mm,
then I think you're going to be on track.
which, um, which ultimately comes back to doing the work, right? So,
Kind of, yeah. It's always going to come back to doing the work
always,
because if you're not very self-assured, you're always going to be trying to motivate yourself to do things to feel like you're a worthy human being. But if you start from a place where you feel like a grounded, worthy human being, then you can start to make your decisions based on what you want to do and what you feel inspired to do instead of what you feel like you need to motivate yourself to do to feel like a worthy being or a worthwhile human being. Because that's no place to make decisions from, right?
right, right.
Agreed.
You're the man.
But it makes sense, right? I
Hmm.
mean, so many people make decisions about these paths they want to take in their life or things that they want to do, and but it's to overcome a feeling of inadequacy. So if that's your motivation for doing something, then it's always going to be a struggle, and you're never really going to get that much out of it, and it's always going to end in dissatisfaction to some points. To some point.
Yeah, and I think life is always two roads. In any situation, there are you can go right, you can go left, and um, regardless of that, the I guess maybe the secret to navigating that is nothing more than connecting to the truth in the choice. If I'm going left, I'm going left. And I'm going to take ownership over that. I'm going to take inspired action because it's connected to what I want. Even though everyone else may be telling you, why are you going left? Go right, man. Go right.
Mhm.
Well, no. Left resonates for me. And for us, I think just tying it back to this left and right in terms of this one gentleman, this young guy, it's a powerful it was, I guess it was such a privilege, Ben, to witness, be a part of this powerful conversation. Something that you could tell was very important to him, very important.
Mhm. Very important.
And also was equally important, right or wrong, was or is the expectation out there or what everyone else's perception of should he go right or left.
Hmm.
And it's we all have it doesn't I guess age is no barrier to having these moments where we need to make choices and do the work and uh, and sometimes go make a choice when we can't really see the direction we're going. We have to just trust, right?
Hmm. Well, I think in the end, if if we're wise and we pay attention, we're going to see that faith is such an important part of guiding ourselves. But you have to get to faith, you have to understand inspiration and trust it and see the power in that. Because if you do that enough time, eventually you have you have no other option than to conclude that faith is a powerful thing in this world, in this universe, and it's guiding you, and its mechanism to guiding you is inspiration, not motivation.
Nice.
I mean, inspiration is, if you can call it God, or you can call it whatever you want, but inspiration is God wrapping his arm around, or her arm around you or whatever, and saying, come on, come with me. I'm going to show you the way.
Love it. There it is, Ben. Love it. Inspiration is not motivation. Two different sides of the street. Different sides of the street. Not that one's bad and one's good. There's just two different sides of the street. They both can work together to get you where you need to go. But I think it's important to understand that there is a distinction between the two. So
there is a distinction between the two for sure. And I think if you can work from inspired, get that place, do the things that you do from inspired action where it just feels so joyful and loving and passionate, and that's where the magic is going to happen, right?
Yeah, nice. Speaking of some magic that's going to happen, stay tuned, everyone. Ben and I were on a podcast yesterday. We'll be sharing that. We were co-guests on a podcast coming up, which should be out in about 2 weeks, and we'll make sure we share that with our community as well. Just Ben and I don't know, doing our thing, pontificating about different things in life, love, and the pursuit of happiness.
Hey, no big words. No big words.
No big words. Oh, Benjamin, you're a clown. All right, man, my brother. Thank you. That was awesome. Thanks for your time as always from down in Mexico. Are you about halfway through your vacation now?
Almost exactly halfway, yeah.
Cool. Good.
Yeah.
All right. I will see you next Thursday, of course, and I'll see you before then. I'll see you in Tuesday's Young Men's Support Group that we're here of. And mad love to you, Mr. Smith.
Mad love to the courageous.
Mad love to the courageous. What's a Ben Smith tagline? We gotta come up with one.
Hakuna Matata. I'm known for Hakuna Matata. Dude, I am. I'm known for Hakuna Matata.
There it is.
It'll be
Well,
fun.
that's how you need to sign out whenever we do podcasts now. Oh,
Hakuna Matata.
maybe, ladies and gentlemen, Ben and I will sing that song one day.
Oh, you start.
No, you start. All right.
Okay.
Ben, take care, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. Inspired action.
Yes.
All right. Peace.